guys hear me now? Did that fix it? Maybe not. Hold on. I think I fixed it. All right. Can you guys hear me now? How is that? Is that any better? Kind of messing with. I don't know what happened with my stuff. My son's been playing on here, so I think he might have messed with a few things. Oh, perfect, perfect. All right, let's jump back into the game. Whew. All right, so I have been talking for however long by myself. Um, but no, really, just apologize for not making any videos or anything like that, and just been busy looking at going out, putting the soybeans in, and just trying to make money. We did pay the loan off this month. We did make $10,000 off of the honey, the lettuce, and the butter this month. Well, last month to pay this month's loan. And then I ended up having to lease the lime spreader and lease buy 5 bags of seed. I think I bought. I think 5 bags is what I ended up getting. Oh yeah, for sure, Rusty, for sure. I'm actually going out today. I'm going hiking and going to check on my site and everything like that, where my oldest son and I camp at. But I figured I'd jump on here for a little bit, do a little bit of work, and look at a couple areas that I still need to touch up. Like right along there. Go ahead and paint all that in. Behind the scenes you guys are getting to see right now. This is usually all the stuff I do off camera. Actually, this is what I did, excuse me. This is what I've been doing over the last couple days, to be honest. I've been painting in all the terrain areas and stuff like that. I did see that you were quitting law enforcement and stuff like that. I mean, that's, Ooh, caught the pump. That's a pretty big deal. You're going to work on a farm, work for a farm, something like that, right? 22 years, wow. Well, listen, I appreciate everything you've done. I know it's not an easy job. I work for children and youth, so there's a lot of thankless jobs out there for sure. Now I should have the rest, like I said, I went around and painted a lot of this stuff in to add the separation between the fields and everything. So that should all be taken care of. But clearly there's some spots that I have missed. Ah, okay. I knew it was something along those lines. Oh, that's awesome, man. I guarantee you this, it's going to be a lot stressful, a lot less stressful. I'm also surprised our alfalfa and clover haven't come up yet. I thought for sure that they would have already been up. And I'm a little nervous about that because we did switch over to feeding the cows hay for clover and alfalfa. And I didn't plant any grass besides the grass that's, you know, here in the, as the division for the fields. And I went into the map and I changed all them around. So this is the original Westby grass still. I just lowered the height that it goes, so it won't get any higher than that. I like the Westby look compared to the meadow grass. The meadow grass has a lot of, you know, it brings a lot of color and stuff like that, but I don't know. I really like the texture of the grass on Westby. So what else has been going on? Still working on my map. Actually found somebody that is a lot better at XMLs and stuff like that and is willing to work with me. He's actually one of the guys that helped me here on Westby to get calves and alfalfa into the map as well. So I'm hoping that, you know, just time-wise finding, I really would like for the map to come to console. But, you know, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. And for my first one, I don't know if it will actually make it. But we'll have to just wait and see. Yeah, it's definitely one of those jobs, like I said, you know, working for children and youth. Mine's the same way. Yeah, you're there 24/7 even if you don't want to be. You know you could get a call at any time, so. No, that's awesome, man. I'm happy for you. Alright, that is that field done. I gotta jump out of game real quick because I have to see. I saved that image from the one video where we talked about what fields are getting what. So I gotta load that up real quick. So those two were soybean and that long one there. Looks like that one and that one. All right. So actually, I didn't need to close this up at all because we're staying right here. For this one. Oh yeah, for sure. I'm gonna do my best, and I mean, if this one doesn't make it, I'm still working on that small Irish one that I've showed you. I think that one would have more of a chance of making it because there's not really a whole lot to it. I'm actually looking at putting in one production area and one sell area, but I'm gonna see if we can get them to do everything. I think that would be a nice way to do it because I think overall that map is only a quarter of a standard size map. It is very small. The only other issue I'm having with that one is A, I want to add the calves to it, and B, I'm trying to make a custom husbandry for the cows. I've already got the model, like, got all that stuff figured out. It's just getting the nav mesh and the triggers and everything set up for that one. So that one I think has a better shot than my full standard size mat, but we'll just have to wait and see. Oh yeah, 12:30. Oh yeah, I got plenty of time. Like I was saying when I didn't have audio, I don't know how long I'm gonna be on. Maybe an hour or so just to get some of this work done, unless we get these fields taken care of before that. But man, I can't believe I missed this much stuff when painting. I'm gonna move up here a little bit, and then I'm gonna tidy that up real quick too. There we go. Looks like they're calling for rain. Hopefully I can get this field done. And then worst case scenario, we'll sleep through the night. Like I said, this month is going to be non-stop because I have all of the fields to do for corn and soybean, because we have to get our corn silage and our corn for our CCM in. And I'm also looking at changing the feed over to dry corn as well, or dry ear corn. So I may need to do some ear picking as well. And we've got to find a corn crib to put them in. I really want to get the money to buy those fields over there. I think once we buy those fields over there, it'll definitely require us to get some bigger equipment or to buy more equipment. I think if I got another 4755 and another one of these international planters, I think we would be fine. But seeing as how Pap didn't really do much on the farm, I mean, he got rid of a lot of things. And as you can tell, like, the amount of land he used to have with what we have now, there's no way he was keeping up with it with just this. So the expansion is coming. It's just once we get that good cash flow of everything and start bringing that in. And I think that's going to be beef cattle for sure. Unless we start selling off calves once we get to a certain point. But the soybeans and the beef cattle so far of what has been bringing in our money. But I really want to make sure, I really want to get this field done before the rain comes. I don't want to have to stop halfway through. Looking like, what are we at? 54% of seed. And thank you for everybody that stopped by. I truly appreciate it. I know I'm not one that goes live often. Um, like I said earlier, I think the last time I went live was back in March of this year. So it has been quite some time. So this series I have set up where I'm paying off the loan. So pretty much as soon as I get that loan paid off, it was at $1.2 million. I am now down to $940,000. So my overall goal was once that's paid off, that, you know, it would kind of be done. But it's hard because I also have to make a $5,000 payment every month. So it's either I make that or I don't, and then I end up losing. So far I've been pretty lucky with getting it done. I just haven't been able to make much money. I made $80,000 last year, but I used that to help expand the farm. We put in a workshop. We put in a dairy to make butter. We put in a hammer mill for our CCM to create that. And I also put in a tank for molasses for the cows. So I think overall, I think I'm pretty much done buying anything. And then any extra money, like I should get around $30,000 to $40,000 for the soybeans. I'll drop that all on the loan payment because that loan payment's almost killing me. I'm spending about $1,000 a day with upkeep of everything. Oh yeah, it for sure is a struggle. I don't remember which video it was, which one it was, but there was a point to where I was pretty sure the series was over and I wasn't going to continue. I thought for sure we were going to end up losing the challenge. So new ideas. No, I don't. I don't have any. I've thought about doing like Westby, like No Man's Land or something like that. And doing like a full farm build, start from scratch type thing. But no, I haven't. My creative juices have been pretty low as of late when it comes to trying to think of something to do. Yeah, I haven't been able to think of anything. And I've been so focused on this one that I really haven't been trying to think of anything. I thought about bringing a role play back to the channel, a full immersive role play. I did enjoy making those types of videos, but I haven't had a map that I was like, oh man, that I've got to do. I've got to play on that map. I played on Leona. I still play on Leona a little bit. But that map has some issues with like the silage bunkers and stuff like that. But overall, it's a gorgeous map. But right now, like I said, I've been so focused on this that I haven't been able to really get into anything else. Content-wise, I did start doing the mod spotlights, and they've been doing really good. They've been pretty popular videos, but I'm only doing those on mods that actually catch my eye and that I really enjoy seeing. So it's not every single mod that gets dropped that I do that. What's the 100% year challenge? What is that one, Charles? I'm gonna head back down to the farm. I'm gonna put some more seed in here before we do the next one, just so. Actually, you know what? I actually might skip the rest of today because they're calling for rain, and I don't want to get stuck out in the rain with half the field done. Oh yeah, it's awesome. And I mean, this map has just been one of those maps. Even with everything that I've been adding to it, and well, have been having help with adding, like the calves and the alfalfa and the clover, and you know, changing out all the meadow grass for the actual grass that was on Westby. Like, there's a lot of edits and stuff to this map that have made it that much more appealing to me. Because you see here, this is our calf shed that we put in. We got 25 calves in here. And I mean, of course, they're from the Hofbergman map. You know, they're not new textures or new models or anything like that. So, but it's still pretty cool to be able to have them in here. It changes the whole feel of everything, in my opinion, for me. 100, okay, yeah. What map are you doing that on, Charles? Stuck on the tractor. But yeah, as you can see, we're also running low on hay. Our soybean straw, though, I stacked that by hand. That is great work. You guys can all applaud me down in the comment section. I appreciate it. I worked hard on that. I did all that with that tractor right there, with the little John Deere, so worked out nice. Hickory and Blackwater Bottom. Blackwater Bottom, that's the one that's done by, is that Matt that did that map? That's a newer one, right? Newish. I will say one thing about traffic on Westby: they are horrendous. It's the fastest traffic I've seen on a map yet, and they do not stop at all. Yeah, okay, I thought so. I was actually in his live stream a couple days ago when they were doing their rock climbing challenge. So we got one more field down here that we're putting soybean in, and then the rest are in that little one. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. I also came down off camera. I repainted this whole road in. and just gave myself a little edge to the field, just so the road wasn't buttoned up right against it, and then it wasn't right on top of the fence either to the left. Which I think once I take over that plot, I'm probably going to take that whole entire fence down. I don't really see a point of keeping it up if I own that property. And then, of course, we got the beef over there as well, so we'll be able to extend that way. Maybe Pap had it all wrong. Maybe it wasn't in dairy. Maybe it was in beef cattle. Alright, then. Oh, I definitely said I wanted to sleep through the night instead of getting this field going, didn't I? I wanted to do that while I was up there and completely forgot. Well, hopefully the rain holds off just a little bit longer. This isn't a really big field anyway, so it shouldn't take too long. It's really narrow in the middle. It's kind of just got some big eye drop areas, teardrop areas at the end, at each end. And then after this, we just got one more field of soybean. And then we've got all the corn that needs to go in. Definitely thought that this was going to take a little bit longer. I know in my one of the other videos I talked about how I figured we'd be planting almost every single day throughout April, but not counting this rain that's coming, we should have this wrapped up by day 3. Because if I get this field done and that rain still hasn't hit, that field over there that needs done is probably only 3 passes. So it won't take long at all. And I might end up just doing it today and just getting it done with. I don't know, maybe this is what I'll start doing for some of my videos. Try to go live once a week. It's a little bit easier than doing all the editing and everything when it comes to making a video. Because I do still play even though I'm busy. It's just the editing part is what takes forever. And then also over the weekend I bought City Skylines. I've been playing that with AJ, and we've been having our own little competition on there. We both started on the same map on there, and then are seeing who can build and run the best city on that game. So that's been a lot of fun. I've had that game for 4 days and have 27 hours on it. Yeah, I've used a lot of different mods, Rusty, compared to what I'm used to. I mean, at the end of 19, I was running Bucks County, and I had a lot of John Deere stuff on there. And my plan wasn't originally to continue that over onto here, but it kind of just took over, I guess you could say. But I tried to make sure that it wasn't just all John Deere equipment and stuff like that. So I moved in, I got the case planter and the case seeder and stuff like that. The New Holland harvester. I think just my tractors are. And I had a couple different tractors on here, but I had issues with them. I had a small International that was running my mixer for the cows. And then one day I went to get in it and it froze and crashed my whole game. So, I had to get rid of that. And I had the Massey Ferguson 3090. Because if you've been following the channel for any amount of time, that is my all-time favorite tractor. It is also the logo for my channel from FS17 when I played on the Valley of the Old Farm. But I never used it, and I needed money, so I sold it. Yeah, and I mean tire iron modding, Lazy E modding, JMF. There's a bunch of them. Rooster mods, like those guys make a lot of quality mods, and they make a lot of American mods. And with playing on the American map, like for me, it just makes sense to have those mods in. I haven't found a map that is overseas, UK, England, Ireland, anything like that. I haven't found a map yet that I enjoyed enough to get into. There is one that is being tested and being worked on, and right now off the top of my head I cannot remember it, but it is an Irish map. I believe I posted something about it on my Facebook a little while ago, but I happened to catch the guy in stream on the map, and it looks phenomenal. It really does look like a good map, and it's what made me want to start working on my Irish map again, because I originally started it back in FS19. And I was talking with Mouse, if any of you know him, and Bex Modding, and I was getting feedback and stuff like that from them on it. And then I just brought it over to 22 and continued to work on it. But there was a lot of different things that needed changed with the textures and all that stuff. So it took me a little bit, but it's coming along. And then, like I said, I changed some things up by adding in that cow barn, but I don't have it completely up and running. And I think that's what's slowing me down. I may talk to a couple guys and see if there's anything they can do to help me out and speed that process up a little bit. Well, I think with the maps that come to 22, I mean, with the factories and all that, there's a lot of maps that are coming out that have custom factories and stuff in them. So it's always a different, I don't know, I always find myself coming back to doing cows regardless of what I do. And a lot of times I completely forget about the factory aspect of this game, or productions, whatever you want to call them. I tend to forget about them. And, you know, this map was one of those ones where I forgot about it, you know, doing the work with the cows, and it was like, man, how am I going to bring money in? And then I remembered about that, and I was like, well, I can make butter. That'll bring in some money. But I tend to actually forget that productions are in this game and how essential they are to growing a farm also. So what is it about comms then that you wouldn't have originally played unless you had the challenge for it? What is it that map had that you deemed not for you? Because I know for me, like, Ashton Corners, I don't know if you ever saw or looked at that map, but I had it changed over to be completely pigs. And my goal was to start a series on there because it's been, I think FS17 was the last time I really did pigs in this game. And I was like, you know, I liked Ashton Corners. It has a lot of really neat features and stuff like that. And I was like, well, I'll just move everything into pigs. And I'll do that. And then once that was done, I got on there and I was like, yeah, I want to go play Westby. No, I want to go put corn in, or I want to go do... I want to go do this or that. So I don't know, too many big fields can definitely be something that pushes you away. That's why I like this map. I mean, we'll go up here. I have course play that has them all set up in different fields, but overall it's one huge field. But there's what, 15 fields I think I have? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. 15 fields overall, 15 individual fields. But I still got to draw out this field here and this one over here in the bottom right corner because I had to make some changes with the paint tool and stuff, so I just deleted them. Yeah, cows are always my go-to. Big equipment, I'm like you. You know, it's never really been my thing. I always like doing the small, old equipment. And I know with talking to a lot of people that, you know, join the channel and, you know, watch the videos and stuff, they like that kind of stuff as well. So I kind of never really grew out of it. I never really ever got into the big stuff, and I've never been on a map where it was like, oh, I need to have the biggest tractor, or I need to have a big butt in order to do this or that. Get the hazards on. But I also think at the end of the day, I make the most money when I stay small. But that could just be me, and I could be crazy. Well, judging by the rain not being here yet, and knock on wood, I'm going to go attempt to do this other field. And that'll be our beans done for the year. And then all we have to worry about is our corn. And then once I go and sell the soybeans in June, I'm going to buy the beef cattle with that money. I think that'll be my best bet there. And then hopefully we don't use too much silage, too many silage bales getting that ready. And that's the other thing I got to look at. I still have to do silage bales for the beef cattle. So I may have to put in a actual grass field. And I thought about this one. Oh, we got a line of traffic. I thought about this one because of how big it is. But I just don't know. I think that's going to be next year's problem. Worst case scenario, maybe we just buy silage bales in for now. I do like the custom pens in a map. I love that. That's one thing I like about Westby. The productions have never been a big thing. Like I said earlier, you know, I always tend to forget they even exist. Yeah, it's this field. So I always forget about that. So that has never been a make or break for me. I do like empty plots. I do enjoy building my own farm and my own layouts as well. This is probably one of the first series I've done where that wasn't an option. It wasn't something that I did. So, you know, just starting with a pre-built farm is, you know, this series, it's new to me. But it's not the end of the world either. The downfall to this map with building your own farm is all the animal pens you can't put down anymore. And I'm not a big fan of the square animal pens. I feel like I need my lights on here in the shade. Like, I've really gotten used to this map and how the animal pens are, and then when I start to go back and look at the placeable pens, they're just, no, that square rectangle I don't enjoy. I know JMF modding, he did the dairy stalls, or some of the dairy stalls on here, and I used his on, what was that logging map I did? Umbral, I think it was. And it wasn't a giant square. You know, they kind of went around the side of the dairy stall and stuff like that. So I really did like that as well. Maybe I'll get into a logging map after this series. It's been a while since I've done that. Played one with AJ and Clarence and Tank. We all had a server that we did one on, but maybe that's something I can get into. I think Wilhelmina Forest on, was it 17 or 19 was the last time I truly did logging and built a farm from scratch 100%. That'd be pretty cool to get into again. back up here and grab this corner. Yeah, I do like when a map makes you change your gameplay, especially when it's one that you really like. Like for me, with Westby, I'm not used to the stripped fields in game. I'm used to, you know, buying one big field and, you know, you working that field. So the strip fields, I had to go through and make adjustments because the way Westby's set up is, originally, if I came through here and planted, all this grass would get ripped up and would be part of the map. I understand why he set it up the way they did, but I don't think that it worked overall. I think it was a bad layout, but that's just my opinion. The guy did phenomenal work. MB Farms did phenomenal work on this map. And I mean, I'm 60 hours into it, so, you know, clearly he did something right because people are enjoying it, people are still playing it. But there's got to be different changes and things you're willing to make. Otherwise, I think the game becomes repetitive. And for a game that is already, look at that, finished just as the rain started. That is awesome. For a game that's already repetitive, I mean, you think about it, no matter what you're doing the same thing every time you play. Every map you start, you're farming, you're doing logging, you're working towards a production. You know, like we said earlier, you know, trying to figure out different mods to change that monotony of it up is what you need to do. So I think when a map actually sticks out to you and challenges you to try something different, that in and of itself is great. Wow, I can't believe we got done just as it started raining. That is perfect. Oh man, that's awesome. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. If you're new, you know, think about subscribing. If you haven't, make sure you leave a like. Let me know what you guys think. I know it's not often I go live, so glad you guys are here. Glad you guys are checking it out. I also leave this gate open when the beef cattle were in there, so I put in the grate there. That way they can't come out, or they won't walk through it. Just because I always forget to close that gate. We'll park this in here, and I guess what we'll do, get this door closed up. Got those bags of seed out. I gotta get put away. Got room to park it in here. park that in here for tonight so that seat doesn't get destroyed. And we'll get this one put away. Oh, turn lights off. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I guess we are closing in on the 20-year. I've actually been looking online. I'm trying to find all of the PC versions. Not so much interested in playing, but I'd love to own them all at least. Alright, so 6, loan, property maintenance, production costs, down to $3 grand. Probably should have slept till 6. It's still a little dark, but gotta clean manure. I actually gotta figure out what to do with manure because it's just not doing anything for me. I'm producing way more manure than I actually need. Alright, so let's jump in here. See where we're at. Corn can start going in. The weather today looks good. They're calling for rain tomorrow. All right. And what are we at growth-wise for our clover? It's like middle stage. So middle stage, does that mean they'll show up? All right, Rusty, you have a good one, man. No. Wait, no, that's not our field. That is... And still nothing coming up yet. Ah, man, I hope we're not screwing ourselves with that. Alright, well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to end the stream here as well. Like I said, I have some things that I want to do. I got the soybeans in. I got that stuff going, so that's nice. That really helped. Listen, Charles, Rusty, thank you guys both for talking. Pierce, thanks for dropping by. I appreciate you guys. And hopefully, I guess we could try to do this more. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. So, thank you guys. And as always, happy farming.